Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here. I'm back with another game between SoulWind and Gilbert Arenas, also known as marcop, also known as the Cop, the Tyrant's Black-White player. He is a newer face to the Black-White metagame with greater experience in ADV and some other generations, but he's definitely no one to take lightly. He's a very strong player overall, and his transition to the Black-White metagame, unfortunately not the best with an 0-2 start, but he's someone who's good enough to take down anyone in the field, including SoulWind, who needs no introduction, probably the best Black-White player of all time, and one of the top 3 or so players of any tier ever all time. All in all, someone's definitely a conventional favorite. Also, before I get further into the game and team preview, I just want to say, sorry guys, another couple days without recording. I thought my sore throat was getting better from COVID and whatnot, but it didn't. It was hard, and then I went back into work, so I started testing negative for a couple days, and then between that and my boss being out, I was just super swamped during the week and had to prepare for my own game. So yeah, I finally get more time this Saturday night. Just finished dinner, good time with the fam as always. Thankfully, feeling a lot better. So is my family. So we're all in good health for the most part, which is really splendid. And I'm happy to get back to YouTube now. I've got more pockets of time. So let's get into this game right now. SoulWind using a team that looks really familiar to things that we saw at the start of SPL 11, I believe. We saw this type of team with like Keldeo on Weatherless with Spikes and Gliscor and Sash Dam as like kind of a revenge killer. And it's a really cool type of team. I actually like it right now too because it kind of handles cheese well in a sense. Keldeo is a good check to non Giga Drain / Psychic Volcarona, and it also is a really great countermeasure to Cloister, especially when paired with Pharaoh and W. There's no way you're going to lose to it here. Sash Dam obviously is great. Gliscor with Protect plus Sand is underrated against those teams as well. So yeah, I think he definitely expected more of an offensive team, maybe a rain team here. Keldeo, with the right set, plus Spikes and Zam also do well there. But the thing with SoulWind's team is it's a pretty consistent, solid team. I mean, yes, you could lose to things like Giga Drain, Volcarona. You could probably struggle a little bit against Thunderous T on this team, especially if it's paired with Spikes that get up early, because there's no way to dissuade Spikes on this team. But the good thing is, SoulWind has Spikes of his own. He's got Pressure Zone between Rotom Wash and Alakazam. I quite like it from SoulWind here. It may be a little bit of a throwback pick, if you will, but overall, I rate this team pretty highly. Now, the big thing to discuss here, team preview, probably actually is Gilbert Arenas' team. Gilbert Arenas definitely going with a more Funko out there type of team. Definitely more upbeat offensive team. I'd label this as hyper offense or just straight offense. Nothing bulky offense, nothing balanced about it. Looking at the team right off the bat, the Pokemon that stands out the most here has to be Victini. Victini is not seen very often in Black-White. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked. It's the only time we see Victini this entire SPL being used in Black-White. But with that said, it definitely has some things it can do. My main thought about Victini in Black-White is the Choice Band V-Crate and Sun. It is an absolute nuke, but we haven't seen that since like Trio was allowed and able to trap things like Heatran and potentially even weaken Politoed, for instance. In a team like this, I think it's probably going to be Scarf Final Gambit, aimed to take out things that might be problematic to Latios, to Scizor, such as opposing Heatran. Or maybe take out things like Landorus T and Garchomp to help for Breloom and Landorus T, or even Heatran of your own. Maybe take out a Tentacruel or a Keldeo on a rain team, although Politoed is probably more likely. Now, you don't really abuse that too much in this team, but neither here nor there. Overall, though, the rest of the team looks like a pretty standard mix of offensive Pokemon. Heatran may be a little bit of an oddball, but it definitely is needed here for Volcarona, assuming you blow up, you finally gambit that 15 turn 1. It also can come in handy for giving you another Psychic resist, another Dragon resist. You can never have too many of those in this metagame, of course. Technician Breloom is almost undoubtedly the Gilbert Arenas set here. I really love that as an option in the metagame right now. Swords and Scizor, also a pretty underrated option. Maybe not the best matchup when you're facing Keldeo plus Gliscor with, potential for HP Fire Zam, potential for Rotom W, but also it could be, we've seen actually SoulWind himself use this, Scarf Scizor on the Weatherless variety of team, on the hyper offensive team. Bluff Swords Dance, and you can trap things like Alakazam, so it can minimize what it can do. You can trap things like Scarf Latios, minimize what it can do. I really like that as a pick, but also I think you get little redeeming quality in terms of breaking power, if you will. So you're gonna have to rely a lot on what might have to be. Well, here's the thing. There are 2 ways to do this. You could run Stealth Rock on Heatran, then you could go Scarf on Landorus T or Breaker on Landorus T, and you could go either Breaker on Scizor if you're Scarf Landorus T, or Scarf on Scizor if you're Breaker Landorus T. Or you can go Rocks on Landorus T, maybe like a Rocket Boom set potentially, and then that opens up Scizor to do whatever it wants, because with all the priority, you probably don't need Double Scarf, and you probably just run Balloon like 3 attacks, Taunt, or 4 attacks, or Sunny Day type of Heatran. Although I don't think Sunny Day Tran makes a ton of sense here. I guess it does because you're probably taking Politoed out turn 1 and then you want to change the weather. Latios I don't think is going to be Scarf here ever though. I think Latios is probably going to be one of a couple things, but I think it's going to be either like a Life Orb, HP Fire, Earthquake type of lure set that really opens the door up for Breloom and Scizor, or it could be like a Dragon Gem or even a Trick Spec set, just trying to break down Steel types so that Scizor can do well, so that potential Scarf Landers can really lock in the right moves if Skarmory is gone, for example. Yeah, I definitely think it's more of a Disruptor Latios. I don't think Scarf Latios would be the best momentum on this team. I think your Scarfer, if you are running one, which obviously you don't have to, is probably going to be a U-turner like Landorus T or Scizor. But yeah, I mean, I think it's all a little speculative at this point. There's a lot of interchangeability between the sets. So without further ado, let's get on into the game ASAP. Right off the bat, I'm expecting Gliscor lead and Victini lead because Gliscor protected the Orb up and Victini finally game it stuff. And I imagine that we see SoulWind probably switch to either the Tyranitar to get Sand Up, or if he wants to save the Sash on Zam, I guess that's fine. I wouldn't personally go Zam. Yeah, see, here's the thing here. You do minimize that, but now you lose the Zam Sash. And I guess this probably could be any type of Scizor, but SoulWind's always just going to switch here to Gliscor to Keldeo. So we'll see what happens with Pursuit. Then it's basically a straight trade with SoulWind getting the momentum on that end. Which is still like a positive position, but you kind of want to have this Alakazam alive to revenge kill Breloom, to revenge kill Heatran, to revenge kill non-Scarf Landorus. So, not great. But it's definitely a tolerable start for SoulWind. He mitigated some risk there. And he probably gets free rocks, right? Yeah, free rocks there, so that's fine. He's got 2 water types, Tyranitar and Gliscor, so Heatran's fine, even with Balloon for Gliscor. And surprisingly, he's going to keep it in here in the Sagittarius, not go to Latios. So, great play by SoulWind staying in. Really unfortunate there for SoulWind getting crit by that Magma Storm, because this could have checked something like Scizor. It could have lived a Mach Punch, especially with that Fighting Gem. Instead, the Keldeo, while still at 35%, is undoubtedly in range of Breloom, and you don't really have a great switch in for Breloom here. So, Mach Punch is indeed going to take that Keldeo out. Gliscor is pretty much the only follow-up here for SoulWind. Facade indicating Swords Dance. Okay, that's fine. I imagine you just click Facade again or go Rotom Wash. See, I would have clicked Facade again, but okay, wow. That is big there for marcop. All of a sudden, Earthquake hits everything. Yeah, probably can do a million to Gliscor too. It's 44. Okay, so it's probably like an impish, especially defense-invested Gliscor, if I had to guess. Maybe a Jolly Landorus too. But H-Price isn't going to kill from 70. Probably like 55. It does 57. Okay. Nothing Facade there. I would have Earthquake there. Earthquake would have been better because he's always going to stay in there. And if you Earthquake into Breloom, he's not going Breloom, but any damage is good, I guess. And Latios does more to you. I don't know why he Facaded there. I think he should have Earthquake there. But the difference in damage, it doesn't matter here. It would matter if Landorus T switched out and in again, because then it'd be in range of 2 times Stealth Rocks. You can only switch in 1 more time. But I don't think it's going to come into play here. That was just a little thing that was like, what for me? But it doesn't matter. Now, this is a really awkward position for SoulWind, because you got to protect here, and now you got to play around the turn. I think you go Rotom here on the ice. Gravity there. Wow. Okay, great mid-ground from SoulWind, and a good play from marcop calling potential switch, but he didn't get the right switch. So, yeah, SoulWind got the better end of that, minimize the damage there. Barrowthlet comes in here. You got to see. Wait. So, I'm thinking here that the Breloom has to come in, because Low Sweep, even without Fighting Gem, has a good chance to kill here. But he goes Latios. Latios basically 100% has to be doing one of 2 things if it's coming in here on Ferrothorn. Either A, it's got to be just clicking in Power Fire and thinking he's going to stay and he's going to get a free kill, which short-sighted with the Fallout Ferrothorn start. Or B, he's got to be of some weird knowledge that this is 100% not Gyro Ball Ferrothorn, and he's like a Calm Minder. And he can just click Calm Mind and then Roost up in his face. And if Tyranitar comes in, Calm Mind after Stealth Rock, Draco Meteor can potentially take it out if it's Dragon Gem. Or if it's Colbur Berry, Surf can 2 KO it. So that's got to be it. But I don't think he's got enough knowledge at this point in the game to say, hey, this is not Gyro Ball Ferrothorn. Because you've only seen 2 moves. You haven't seen if it's necessarily knockoff. I know you have seen Whip, but you can't like say, oh, it's 100% not Gyro Ball. And on a team this vulnerable against Thundurus, getting Gyro Ball to always break the sub is pretty huge. So, I don't know. I don't understand this play unless it's HP Fire. But if it's HP Fire, I still would always go Breloom, assuming you have Low Sweep or Superpower. One of those 2 is almost always on a Technician Breloom set. And it's not that you're hesitant about locking into those either, because Gliscor is in range. It's at 37%, so 25 to Stealth Rock. So, I don't understand this at all. What? It's got to be Low Sweep, right? I don't know. Trenchar is going to come in unsurprisingly. There's some risk there, of course, because Dragon Gem, Colbert Berry, but it comes in on HP 5. That's humongous for SoulWind. That's a really great play there. And now you just pursued, I presume. Yeah, okay. 59, so it's good damage there. It is Dragon Gem, and it does take out the Latios after the Surf. Okay. Good scenario there. Ferrothorn comes in here. Interesting. And we see a hidden power fire, and it is Gyro Ball. Yeah, okay. So, now you're in the same position with that Breloom here. You can Mach Punch that. That's good. That's good. Okay. And if the Breloom's quicker than the Gliscor, the game should be over. Yeah, I mean, the game should still be over, right? Because the Breloom, assuming it's running speed, which I'd have to imagine most Breloom run speed. I mean, I guess what we're assuming is he's not low sweep, because otherwise it would have been a huge misplay before. Low sweep runs max speed to outrun Latios at -1 speed. If you're not low sweep, if you're running Superpower or Rock Tomb or some weird other fourth move, Stun Spore, we've seen here and there, then in theory you could drop down some speed, but you still wouldn't want to be slower than Rotom Wash ever. And Rotom Wash is a relevant Pokemon here. You also don't want to be slower than things like Skarmory ever either, and Jellicent ever either, and Zero Speed Heatran ever either. Mainly the former two. But because of that, you probably want to hit the low, like at least 210 for Rotom Wash, maybe 212 just to be sure. That means you could be slower than Gliscor, but it doesn't matter. You'd have to get critical hit by Facade, or you'd have to see like a Protect and then not Grass Gem and then only 2 hits. So the point is, marcop should still win this game. Straight up here. So we see a Facade. Wait, it's quicker Gliscor. Okay. So Grass Gem, okay, takes out 1. So now, here we go. So it should just be over. Rotom Wash should die to Bullet Seed, but then we see Rotom Wash is quicker. And now, one of two things happens here. Either this was a fast Rotom Wash, designed to outrun things like Breloom, designed to get the jump on things, maybe like offensive Heat. I don't know, with Keldeo, Gliscor, Tyranitar, I don't know. I feel like on a team like this, you really want that extra bulk. Especially, you know, for things like Mamoswine and Tornadus Eye. I feel like this was just a really slow, weird Breloom. Facade doing 47 feels pretty normal, though, so I'm a little puzzled. I'm really puzzled by what the Breloom was. What was the fourth move, possibly? What were these EVs? I don't know, but now we've got Scarf Scizor at 100% versus a Rotom Wash. And barring a lot of luck, SoulWind should win this always, because it's just going to have to lock into U-turn. If it's got Bug Bite, it's a different story. Bug Bite, then you can just 1 turn of luck. U-turn here on Willow. Oh, Willow was missed. Okay, so that's 1 bit of luck, but still, you Pain Split here, and I think minimum damage from Hydro Pump's like 55, 56. That brings it to 54. So yeah, Hydro Pump here, minimum damage is 55, 56. If you hit Hydro Pump, the game's always over, unless U-turn crits and kills you first. So it's gonna come down to this. There's probably like a 70, 75% chance someone wins the game outright. And he should hit Hydro Pump and win. Yeah. And U-turn there, Hydro Pump. It's gonna. Oh. So after, in my opinion, either having a very bizarrely bad Breloom set or just outright joking the game, I don't know which happened. The Scizor dodged 2 crucial moves to come back. SoulWind played pretty optimally in my eyes. Man, I don't know what the Breloom set is, so I can't say much more, but man, that's a frustrating ending. SoulWind undeservedly falling to 1-2. marcop getting on the board for the first time this season, good for him, but man, I don't know about that one. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Have a great day. Okay, bye.